pretty amazing, to be honest. I remember watching Friday night, or coming to Friday night games, and cheering on Collingwood, and watching the coaches now like Burnsy and Bucks and all those sorts of guys. So to play on the MCG on a Friday night and kick a goal in my debut for Collingwood is not much you can ask for.
That was Patrick Karnisis, born as a Collingwood supporter, living out his childhood dream in the Magpies' 74-point smashing of the Saints. Welcome to Mondays with Maxy. I'm your host, Michael Christian, and to my right is the brand man himself, Nick Maxwell. Maxy, what a great win!
Yes, mate. I was wrapped for Paddy Karnisis. He's a great kid. He's really popular amongst the playing group for a start, but he's going to be a good player for a long time, particularly once he gets a bit more fitness under his belt. So, wrap for him. And
one of the impressive parts of the night was the individual goal-kicking spread for the Magpies.
Absolutely. First 10 goals were actually 10 individual goal kickers, so that's pretty hard to defend, having played against teams like that in the past. So, also good to see the midfield kicking some goals, mate. Varco, Sammy Dwyer just there, Dane Swan kicked a goal. So good to see it's just a spread and not just the forwards.
And when you've got the midfielders, you talk about the midfielders, how efficient they were. What about Dane Swan? Oh, how good was he?
He was unbelievable. When you see that goal there, that reminds me of Anzac Day. I think you might see that this weekend, but that's a mark, surely.
Every day of the week?
Has to be a mark.
What a star.
Unbelievable. I've got to talk about, just on the goal kicking, there was one thing that came up with Travis Cloke's goal kicking. He kicked 5 goals 4, so he's had a really good night, but from my opinion, what I've noticed, when he's sort of outside 50, he follows through really well and kicks the goal straight. But when he's sort of 30 metres or closer, he actually goes to drop the ball and then looks up to where the ball's going rather than watching onto his boot. So I'm sure he'll be doing plenty of analysis on it this week.
Yeah, the positive is he's certainly getting plenty of the football. Another impressive offensive stat from the night was that Collingwood totalled 77 inside 50s, which is tied 5th most in the history of the game and ties the club record achieved against Gold Coast back in 2011.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities. And look, the first 3 rounds, something I've noticed is once we get the halfway mark, they're really trying to get it in long and fast. And obviously having Jesse White, Trav Cloke, Corey Galton, Brodie Grundy on Friday night, and then obviously all these smalls, Jamie Elliott, Varco, Blair, all these guys at their feet, really show they're keen to get the ball in really quickly and really long. So good to see.
I think that's a really apt point about getting it in quickly, because it enables one-on-one contests, and I think that's where the team is going to perform really well.
Absolutely, and I think that the difference will be when they actually the opposition throw an extra defender back there, so then the players will have to make sure they're lowering their eyes and getting the hit-ups coming at them rather than just bombing it long.
Now, from one of those inside 50s, we saw Travis Cloke draw a free kick. That's right, he actually received a free kick, a valid one for the hold. And it wasn't just the crowd that got excited, the Magpie Army, Bucks got a bit excited. Have you seen that before?
I've never seen that before in my 10 or 12 years here. He was very excited, Bucks.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Well, there were a number of Magpies, Maxy, that you could have awarded your best player. Who did you settle on?
Gave it to the Brownlow medalist, Dane Swan. He has been good the first few weeks, but he was just outstanding. Back to his absolute best on the weekend. He had 39 touches, 5 tackles, 15 inside 50s, which is a career high for someone who's had such a distinguished career. Look at this centre bounce stuff, unbelievable. Looks like he's getting a real good rapport with Brodie Grundy and Jesse White, who are in there in the ruck, so that's good to see. But what impressed me the most was that was Dane Swan smothering. He had 2 smothers on the night, so he wasn't only doing it offensively, but he's also doing it defensively, and that's good to see. And you'll see in this next clip coming up, he actually caused this turnover by his chase, so he's the one who puts on the pressure, puts on the afterburners there, and good to see him putting that pressure on. So he's doing it at all ends, and 17 contested possession, which was the most across the whole match.
And his foot skills, I reckon, underestimated in a lot of quarters. His ability to use the ball when he has got time and space is just exquisite. And look at this kick here, just chipped it perfectly to Brodie Grundy. And it's really difficult for opposition defences to match up. What about the weight of this kick? Fantastic.
He made Jamie actually lead to where he kicked the ball, so really good play, and I think we're going to see this, mate. Certainly it's going to be Anzac Day. He's done it before, he'll do it again.
Well, Collingwood media caught up with the man, Dane Swan, in the rooms after the win. Maxy, here's your man.
Yeah, thanks, Maxy. It's about time, man. I thought I was a little stiff last couple of weeks. Thought he could have looked after the older brigade, but it's nice to finally know he's recognised me for playing not a bad game. Well, wouldn't have had those kind of numbers certainly on all night last year. So it's nice to know, that I'm building some nice form. It's obviously a bit easier when I'm not in pain, playing every week. So, I have to give a bit of credit to the medical staff and the Bill and Bucks and that for managing me through the pre-season and making sure that I was right to go come the games, and they managed me beautifully, and I think hopefully now they're showing the rewards for doing that, and hopefully I can build and get better and better and hopefully play my best footy at the right end of the year, which is August, September. My footy doesn't start until we're back at the G, so fellow practice matches the last couple of weeks, so we play the MCG so much better than we play anywhere else, and I think it showed tonight. So we all love being back at the G, and hopefully it means some good footy for us. It's the best game of the year next week. It's the most important game of the year. I don't know how much of a privilege and honour it is to play on Anzac Day. So if there's one game you can win all year, mate, it's next week. So I think we're building nicely. We've got some good form behind us now, and hopefully we can bring that in to Anzac Day. I'd just like to know if he's lost my phone number. I haven't heard a peep from him since he's retired, mate, so I don't know if he never really liked me when I was playing, but if you throw me a text every now and then, mate, it'd be nice. I miss you. So thank you, Nick, and I'd like to see you at some stage.
Have you burnt him, Maxy? Why aren't you contacting him?
Hang on, I've got his number still. Better give the big fella a call. Sorry, Dane, I'll get onto it.
Now we're wearing the special Anzac Day custom Guernseys. Where can people get them?
From the Collingwood shop. So they've been designed with the AFL and the RSL. So a percentage of the proceeds go to the RSL, which obviously Anzac Day coming up. We've got to make sure we get behind it all. So you can go and get them now for the first time ever. And we've also got another great deal for you for the deal of the week. Have a look at this one. We've got a hat, beanie and scarf, all available for just $30. So making sure we look after all the Collingwood fans out there.
Fantastic. Thanks for another great offer, Maxy. You're outstanding today.
See you next week, mate.
Hope you enjoyed the show as we build up to the big Anzac Day clash against the Bombers. Goodbye.